Okay, this is part 2 of our Wednesday questions. It's number 7 through 12. So let's get started. It says Jack cut out 2 fabric circles of different sizes in his art classes. The larger circle has a circumference of 22 and the smaller has a circumference of 14. What is the total area? So we got a lot going on in this circle. In this question, gracious. So I like to draw because to me, if we visualize it, it makes it a little bit easier. Plus, it's not quite as bad to look at drawings as it is all these words. So we've got 2 circles, a bigger one and a smaller one. It says that the larger one has a circumference of 22, so I'm going to put circumference equals 22. Remember, circumference is the outside of the circle. Okay, the smaller has a circumference of 14. I probably should have drew it a little bit smaller, but that's okay. So now we're looking for the total area. So now we need the area of both of those. Well, before we can get to the area, remember for area, I'm going to put pi equals r times r. So we need to figure out how to get from circumference all the way to radius, because that's what we need. So if we work these backwards, what we know about circumference is circumference equals pi d. So circumference is 22. Pi is 3.14, and I don't know my diameter. Now remember, to me that looks a little backwards, so I'm going to put my equals 22 over here. So then all I've got to do is 22 divided by, what am I doing? 22 divided by 3.14. I divide by 3.14 because that's what's with my d. I'm going to put 7 just to round it to make it easier. So if my diameter is 7, then I need to find my radius. So my radius is going to be from the center to the outside, which means I would have to divide that by 2. So it's going to be 3.5, because if I put 3.5 and 3.5 together, that'll make my 7. So here we've got circumference equals pi d again. So 14 equals 3.14 times d. I want my 14 over there, but I didn't leave enough space, so I'm going to rewrite it. 3.14. I'm getting too much going on up here. I should have got out another sheet of paper. So divide by 3.14. So 14 divided by 3.14 equals, I'm going to round that to 4.5. So if I round that to 4.5, I need to figure out what is half of that. So you can probably do it in your head, but if you need to divide it, it's okay. So 2.25. So now I need to turn around and do the area with this circle, which is going to be 3.5. So 3.14 times 3.5 times 3.5. So if I multiply all that together, $38.465. Okay, and then I need to do my smaller circle, which is going to be still same formula, which I'm going to have an extra 2.25 and then 2.25. Oh gracious, I'm running it all together. Hope y'all can keep up with this. So 3.14 times 2.25 times 2.25, and I get 15.896, a whole lot of decimals. Now, if I go back, it says, what is the total area? So what I need to do is add both of these numbers together, because I need to add this circle plus this circle. So now I've already got that number up there, so I'm just going to add 38.465. And my closest answer is going to be A. Okay? Whole lot of work. Wasn't hard, but just a lot of work for that one little question. All right, Joe made a model of a door from a piece of cardboard. The amount of cardboard used for the square bottom portion of the model is shown in the diagram. Well, again, we're dealing with circles. So it already tells us that the square, we don't have to figure out that. We only have to figure out this half of a circle. So we know that a circle is pi times r, because we're doing the whole cardboard, which means we need the area. So we need to know the radius, which is from the center to the outside. So we know that if all the way across would be the diameter, so from here to here is 28, then the radius would be 14. So we've got 3.14 times 14 times 14. So 3.14 times 14 times 14. And that's going to be 615.44. Now that is for a whole circle. We only have half of a circle, so we need to divide that by 2. So half of the circle equals 307.72. So now we know half of the circle, and now we already know this piece, so just add those two parts together, which is going to give us answer B. Okay? So now we've got a circular map, we've got a square, and we've got a circle. It says, which is closest to the circumference? So if we do the circumference, we know circumference equals pi times d. So this one looks like it's going to be hard, but it's really not. So 3.14, if all the way across is 14, we just have to do 3.14 times 14. And we're done, which is going to be A for 44. Alrighty. One more page to go and we'll be set. It says the circle below has a diameter of 6. What is the approximate area? Now remember, area again is pi times r times r. So if the diameter is 6, we want to know the radius, and the radius is going to be half, so we can divide it by 2. So we got 3.14 times 3 times 3, which the closest is going to be C. Alright, what is the approximate length of the radius of a circle with a circumference of, I'm so sorry to sneeze, 63. So the circumference equals 63, and the question is, what is the radius? So we know for circumference, we like to use pi d. So we're going to replace that 63, the 3.14, and then times the d. We're going to fill in everything we know. If I take that 63, I just like to move it over just because that's what I'm used to. So divide by 3.14. That's an ugly 3, isn't it? And that's going to be 20. So a lot of people would be quick to put 20, which means you know what you were doing, but you just didn't read carefully because it says we need the radius. Remember, diameter goes all the way across, so this radius is just going to be 10 because we divide that by 2. Alright, one more. Mario ordered pizza. That sounds good to me. And the diameter, so there's our pizza, and the diameter is 14. It says, what is the area? So this page is a lot easier than the last page. So pi times r times r. Well, if the diameter is 14, the radius is going to be 7 because we divide it by 2. And this piece is 7, this piece is 7. That's going to give us our 14. So 3.14 times 7 times 7. And we get, it says approximate, so we're just getting close. All right. If you have questions, if this didn't answer your question for some reason, then feel free to email me and we can set up a Google Meet. Hope you have a good day.